I will try to say some positives right now. The CGI was terrible, but they were still using some miniatures that looked really, really good. So they were still building sets, like real sets, and the few sets we saw were really, really good.
Costumes and makeup was great.
I think Jar Jar looks good.
Yeah, he does.
He
For
looks,
the time.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. He's looking
Yeah,
good.
he does.
Yeah, buddy.
He looks better than anyone else who was attempting a full CGI character at that point was doing. Like, you think about, like, The Mummy and The Mummy, like, if he was that the whole time, that movie, like, luckily they made him a human at some point. But, like, he would be beaten out by Gollum, like, a few years later.
Yeah.
So there are some positives. The music's really nice. I like
John Williams is always good.
I like the on-location stuff. It was like, some of it still felt kind of Star Wars-y, but the script sucks. And all the characters suck. And Obi-Wan sucks. I'm sorry. He's written so poorly in this one. Why they made Qui-Gon Jinn, I don't know.
I know why.
Why?
Because he was meant to be the crux upon which Anakin became bad or good. Because if he had Qui-Gon, he wouldn't turn to the dark side.
Didn't I say that in a review? Not necessarily that, but I basically said that like he probably exists
something
because,
like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said like not the same exact thing, but
Yeah.
But like I said, this is where a lot of the problems from Return of the Jedi get
Amplified.
So now all the Jedi dress like Obi-Wan, because that's what we think Jedi look like, because that was the first Jedi we saw. There's weird rules that they're adding to the universe.
yeah.
M count.
Oh god, the midichlorians. Like,
Asta, they're off the charts.
I hated that. That's so fucking stupid.
How much religion do you have in your blood?
Yeah, how much religion do you have in your blood?
Apparently not more than Yoda.
Yeah, but Yoda has so much religion. There's no main character, and other people pointed that out. There's literally no main character.
Argue it's little Jake Lloyd.
He doesn't show up till what, like 40 minutes
yeah,
into the movie?
Oh, wait.
He shows up
like-
way too late to be the main character. The Jedi are kind of uninteresting and bland. The Queen is hidden for most of the movie. You're not even sure who she is.
Keira Knightley.
Yeah, she's Keira Knightley, turns out.
That's good.
Yeah, the virgin birth thing.
Are you an angel?
So, Phantom Menace, what do you not like about this movie?
I think it's perfect.
It's flawless.
You saw my review about it already.
Yes,
like, it's
yes.
literally
Xander, what do you not like
You guys
about
both
this
did a
movie?
great job covering it. Go watch the review if you have not
Yes.
already.
What do you not like about it?
What do I not like about it? I think it is really slow. I think there are a lot of boring setup things.
Which is
Especially in the
weird.
beginning, I'm like, oh my god.
They did a thing where they were like, we're going to put so much crap on the screen. There's that famous clip of the producer, Rick McCallum, being like, every image is so dense.
I love Rick McCallum's
Yeah.
parts of like the behind the scenes.
Yo, God, yeah. So like they thought like, oh, we're going to have all this CGI and all these special effects covered. And they thought that would like make up for stuff. It was like, yeah, but it's boring.
He's like, I think we went a bit far in a few places.
Yeah. And then people bring up the older interview where George Lucas said, like, a movie, like a special effect is a special effect, but you need a good story. Like, you can't go the opposite way. And then he did that. And it's one of those things where it's a prequel, but like you have to watch the original trilogy to know what's going on.
Wasn't he like trying to like, weren't they trying to like pay the Trade Federation to like mess with the Naboo people so that Palpatine could like rise to power?
I guess, but they didn't know he was Palpatine. So like, how did they get in league with him?
Ah, yes.
And what exactly were they stopping the shipment to Naboo of?
Just trade.
But she's like, my people are dying. It's like, no, they're not. We never even see them. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
It's just not very well thought out. Darth Maul is a toy ad. They put him on everything and he just does fucking nothing. His one line of dialogue.
Save the Clone Wars and the Rebels, I'll tell you what. Or
He's
TV
actually
show.
a character in those.
Great in those.
He's actually a character in those. But in this, it's like, okay, well, he looks cool. That's it. Now let's talk about the Gungan in the room. Jar Jar Binks. He learned from this mistake because like the next two movies, he never tried something like this again. He demoted Jar Jar heavily.
did.
But this was like his next Ewok. He's like, we're going to have this cartoony character and the kids are going to love him. They're going to want to buy toys of him and everything. And it backfired spectacularly.
Bantha Voodoo.
I thought he was funny when I was a kid, but I never wanted his merchandise. I didn't want a Jar Jar toy. I didn't really care about him. I laughed at a couple things. And then as
Yeah.
I got older, I'm like, he's getting less and less funny. less and less funny.
It was
Yeah.
too much Jar Jar.
Too much Jar Jar. They went all in on Jar Jar.
And it was blasphemy that I even said that. As Jar Jar's #1 fan.
Jar's a stud.
He's,
Yeah, heartthrob.
I would love a toy of Jar Jar, right?
As someone who's younger, and you didn't have Star Wars.
Yeah.
You didn't have a lot of Star Wars experience before the prequels. I assume you saw them in close proximity.
I remember watching 2 as it came out,
Okay.
and then I remember there was a period of time where 3 wasn't out yet.
Yeah.
And so I would made my own little comics about what would have happened to create Darth Vader, which was kind of a weird time to be alive. But yeah, no, I mean, I liked the Phantom Menace a lot. I had the action figures and had a good time with it.
How do you feel about it now?
I'll watch the really cool scenes on YouTube, or I'll skip through the movie.
Yeah. You know what's funny? So I've introduced a few people to Star Wars. Like the original trilogy. I show them the untouched original trilogy. And they always say, like, I want to check out the prequels. I'm like, okay, we'll see how far you get. And, like, it's happened twice where people who've never watched Star Wars, they genuinely enjoy the first 3. And then, like about the time the pod race stuff starts happening, they always bail out.
See, it's not even the pod racing part. It's the scenes of all of them talking.
Yeah.
Before the pod. That's where I'm like, oh my God, can you shut the fuck up? Oh my God.
You don't have a main character to follow. Like, you don't know who you're. And you can do an ensemble movie, but he was not good at it. He was not good at it. And I've heard people say, well, the main character in Phantom Menace was Star Wars itself. It's like, no, shut up. That's bad.
That's probably true, but it's probably not good.
Yeah, it's not a good way to write a movie. That's the other thing. He has full creative control now in these.
Yeah, there's no one to fight him now.
I mean, think about it, Qui-Gon is like the main character. I mean, kind of.
Yeah, but he's not a very good one.
Yeah.
He's very bad.
Fair enough.
I would say if I had to pick anybody, it would definitely be him.
He's like in every scene of the movie.
And we pointed out, he's just like, yes, I can't just steal the part from Watto, but I can illegally tamper with a race.
Ooh,
That's
I made the
okay.
dice go where I want it to.
He's like, if this kid dies in this race, I don't take him back.
That when you find out that like the Jedi don't have that when they're ripped from their family, it makes it creepier.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the whole point. You're kind of like, you're not supposed to like actively know that the Jedi are pieces of shit, but they kind of are. That's kind of the whole point.
Well, the original trilogy wasn't made to seem like that, but the prequel added that element.
Yeah.
Like, I just thought, like, oh, hey, I have the Force. I'm going to join the Jedi and be a Jedi Knight. I didn't know it's like, well, okay, you're 3 years old. Say goodbye to your mom. You're never going to see him again. Get rid of attachment. We got to, like, manipulate you.
Welcome to the cult.
We got to indoctrinate you. I'm like, I don't like thinking of the Jedi as a cult. I thought they were the good guys. Like, now it's like Return of the Jedi, and I'm like, I feel bad about
even
it.
Like when I'm like looking at the Sith stuff, and I'm like, oh, they're bad because they, get angry and sad and blah blah blah, and they just care deeply, and it's just like, what's bad about that? Why
Really,
are they
if
the
you look at
bad
these
guys?
movies, it's like, all right, so the Sith are bad because they use their Force power to enslave everyone and control them, but the Jedi are good because they use their Force power to enforce the elected officials and carry out their will. And I'm like, well, that's...
And also literally what you just said about the Sith. They do enslave people, technically.
Yeah, and they rob kids. Like, you guys are both kind of assholes. I miss the original trilogy, but I thought they were just good guy, bad guy. Now you're just kind of...
Making it messy.
Making it messy, yes. But I guess the lightsaber fight, people like the lightsaber fight in Phantom Menace.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
So everyone's all divided, and then the second movie comes out.
Ugh.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other videos and Patreon page.